Biscuits and tea with JP. Biscuits and tea with JP. Biscuits and tea. Biscuits and tea. Biscuits and tea with JP.
Today on Biscuits and Tea with JP, we've got the one and only Vic Edwards, who owns V-LAN. He's a specialist in providing hardware, software, and support, IT support.
And a bit of love.
We're going to be talking all things IT, about Vic's business and the services he provides. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about biscuits and tea. All right. So Vic, start with, right, what brew have you got?
I've actually got coffee. I do want to tell you this, but yeah, I've got a coffee, mate.
Do you know, I don't think people get the concept, Vic. Oh, this happens to me a few times. I've had milkshakes, I've had juice, one cup of tea, now I've got coffee.
Do you know what I was going to do as well? I was actually going to bring water, right? So I was actually going to not have coffee and have water. But I was thinking, like, if people are watching, they'll be like, he drinks coffee weird, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't even burn his lips or anything. So I was like, you know, I'm going to make some coffee.
I thought we were going to be in like Hollyoaks, where everyone's like drinking out of a mug, but there's just, it's not coffee or it's not wine, it's Coke, water. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. So how are you having your coffee then? Just what? How do you have it?
Yeah. Coffee, milk. I do have sugar. People are going to judge me. I do have two sometimes. Now the thing is that, right, I don't drink tea or coffee that much. So when I do, actually, so I don't drink tea at all. I drink coffee. But when I do drink, I put sugar. So, you know, people eat chocolate because, guys, you know what I mean? I like my chicken wings. I don't really like chocolate. So, but the only reason why I've got a biscuit is because of you, and it's your fault, bro.
Well, that's good, mate. I'm pleased you've done half of it anyway. So this is
cheers.
This is an important question, actually. Before we move on from the coffee, right? This is important, right? When you make your coffee, you put the milk with the granules, or do you just go hot water then milk?
Do you know what I do? I'll tell you this. Yeah.
Go on.
So I put coffee. Actually, yes, I put coffee first.
Yeah.
Right. And then I do put milk.
Yeah.
But then do you know what I do?
Go on.
I put the milk, right? I put the milk and the coffee in the microwave, for a few seconds, so that I can actually mix the coffee. Because, like, as you know, trying to mix coffee with milk when it's cold, do you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, it just doesn't work. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work. It's like you're trying to wipe your ass with a spoon or something. Do you know what I mean? So anyway,
that doesn't work.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Yeah, it's more like a scoop. Kind of action.
Oh,
anyway, we won't go there.
No, we won't go there. All right, so let's move on from coffee and scoop. So I've got a chocolate and hazelnut cookie. What are you packing, big man?
Sorry, 2 seconds. Did you say coffee and scoops?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So I've got I don't know what we're gonna call this biscuit.
Oh, they're called like Lebanons or something like that. I've seen them. I've had them.
That's
I like biting the edges off.
Yeah.
I like biting the edges off and then eating the biscuit.
They're very generous with the chocolate as well. Look
they
at
are,
that.
mate. It's good.
Yeah. Oh, I
man.
just dropped mine.
I'm going for a dunk. I'm going for a dunk, mate.
I've got to. No, I never dunk. It just ruins the coffee.
Really?
It's weird. No. If I wanted like bits of biscuits and chocolate, I would have just put them in. Do you know what I mean? I don't dunk.
Fair enough. You're not a dunker.
Nah. But I do know a lot of dunkers though.
I'm definitely a dunker. I've got a dunk. All right. Then. So first question then, Vic. For anyone that doesn't know you, because look, you've got a great presence on LinkedIn. You've got a really good following. You send out some really colourful content, some really interesting content, some funny random stuff. But for anyone that's listening that doesn't know who Vic Edwards is and who V-LAN are and what you guys do, what is it you do exactly?
Yeah, so where do I start? So basically I started V-LAN. Is that what you want to know? Should I start from there?
Yeah,
from
mate,
the beginning? It is a very good place to start. So I started V-LAN 3 years ago. A couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it was from after being made redundant. I've been in the industry for about I don't know, 10, 15 years. Actually, before that, before IT, I was actually selling stationery. A long stationery.
Oh, stationery.
Pens and paper, yeah, pens and papers and lever arch files and rulers and those are the days. Anyway, well, yeah, man. Anyway, let's not get sidetracked here. So I started 3 years ago. Because I was made redundant, the decision was, do I go work for someone else or do I start on my own? And obviously I decided to start on my own. It was, I've always obviously wanted to, everyone's dream is to work for themselves. Do you know what I mean? But I just never had that, never had the balls. My redundancy wasn't great. A few of us left. I decided, well, I didn't actually. I spoke to my missus, who's basically my rock, my everything. I don't know if you've noticed. I do speak about my wife quite a lot. But yeah, she was like, you know what? Fuck it, just go do it. So I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So we sat up one night. We decided. We were told that we need to come up with a business plan. So we sat one night trying to do a business plan. Didn't do a fucking business plan, did other things. Anyway. We literally just came up with, with a list. I think it was like 11 things of what we want to achieve or what V-LAN should be. It was like, it's pretty much our ethos. It's like our 10 commandments of V-LAN. And that was it. The idea is, my opinion is that business is very, very simple, but we do choose to make it complicated. Because if I was to make a business plan for, I don't know, for a year or whatever, like imagine someone who had done that and then all of a sudden, some dickhead ate a bat in fucking China. Do you know what I mean? Just ruins everything. So you spend like 3-4 weeks or a month or even longer doing a business plan that's just going to be void in like, 2-3 days time. So we never, we didn't do that. We basically were like, right, we've got clients and we've got, partners and they want to buy, and they want to sell us stuff. So we do that, and then that's it. Because the other thing as well, what people don't realize in the IT industry, we all do pretty much the same thing. But a lot of these people that say, obviously I don't want to badmouth any IT company out there, but is that, we all pretty much operate the same way. Essentially every account manager, account executive, whatever title you want to give them, they do the same thing, and I do the same thing. So I was pretty much running a business for someone else, and they get paid for it. So I was like, fuck that shit. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So that's pretty much it. So no one really has the resource that they say they do. Some do because they are absolutely massive, but majority don't. We all buy from the same distributors and supply to the end users. Someone else holds the stock. We don't hold the stock. Do you know what I mean? We use partners, and that's why it's very, very important. It's vital to have amazing partnerships, and that's why I'm quite lucky. I was able to bring all those people that I used to work with, with me pretty much, and then they pretty much helped me run the business. Honestly, I've got a network of the most intelligent people that I know. Do you know what I mean? Behind me, and that's why I suppose I'm very, very confident at what I'm doing. And to be honest with you, I've put it's on my LinkedIn thing, is I've never lost a client, because they are always, satisfied or happy with the service, with everything they get. And that's my number one thing, is to make sure that the client is happy. Anyway, going back, I think you did ask what I do. So basically I supply, supply hardware and software. We also do support now as well. And
how's that support work then?
Yeah, so basically, as you know, there's a lot of MSPs out there, and what normally happens is that these companies are tied into contracts for a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, and you tend to find it's very, very hard to come out of a support contract with most of these MSPs. So what I decided to do was start a support service called fucking fucking awesome IT support, where basically I say fuck to the contracts. So if you've got an issue, you give us a call.
Yeah.
And we solve it. Because what you tend to find as well is some companies obviously do have IT managers, or they have someone in house who is quite good with IT. So instead of paying a certain company thousands of pounds to like look after the IT when they probably only raise like, I don't know, 10 tickets a month, why don't you just pay for those 10 tickets? It probably works out cheaper to do that. So that's what the idea is. And so I kind of launched this a few weeks ago. And I did a video. I did a video for it, which was pretty cool. Stephen Lockett did it for me. And believe it or not, I got 3 clients straight after that. I also got
it's amazing,
and I also got a lot of stick for putting it because I said fuck. So
you know what? Some people are going to like it, some people aren't going to like it. But then I guess the people that like it are the people that you want to work with.
Exactly, and that's it. Obviously, I can't win everybody, and that's what I decided to do. Is that knowing that I can't go after everyone, and just go after people who like I want to work with, and that's the idea. Because the reason why I do want to do that as well is that if, for example, shit does hit the fan, I can go to them and just say, right, listen, we got a bit of poop here, so I kind of need to mop it, and they'll understand. Do you know what I mean? But try to tell that to some geezer, who probably watches porn with subtitles. Do you know what I mean? Because he doesn't like to hear the word fuck, right? Anyway, let's not go there. They'll never understand that. So they're just not that. They're not patient. They won't whatever. So I don't really want to work with those people. I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong. If to get them, but yeah, that's business.
So from a support point of view, then, is there anything that you won't do? I mean, what are the things that is it more networky? Is it infrastructure, or is it kind of like everything?
It's kind of everything. So I've actually got two guys now working for me, and we're looking for 3 more people. So imagine this is what I try and tell people when they ask what I do. So imagine you've just set up a company. You've walked into a building, right, and it's empty. Yeah, it's quiet. You can't hear anything. You can just sort of like hear a tap running, because there's always a tap running somewhere, isn't there? Yeah. There's a drip somewhere. Yeah, exactly. And that's it. And that's what you can hear. Now, this person decides to call me and goes, "Yo, what's up, Vic? Basically, I've just set up a company, and we basically sell lizards. I don't know, whatever the fuck they do, but just imagine that." So we need everything cabled. So we need all the cabling done.
Okay.
We need all the, I don't know, PCs, laptops. We need some kind of infrastructure. We need the servers. We need the networks. We need a broadband. I don't know if you want lease line or whatever. And then we also need you to secure it. And could you also do us a favor? Can you manage it? Make sure that, if anything goes wrong, we can call you. That's pretty much what I do.
Okay, so that is a great product then, isn't it? Because it's a one-stop shop.
It is.
It means that people don't have to work with vendors on hardware, vendors on software, vendors on the support, cabling.
No, exactly.
So
exactly, yeah. So they can just call me and just say, "Yo, what's up? Can you sort this out?" The other thing as well is that because thanks to LinkedIn and thanks to the network of people that I'm connected to, I've been able to sort of make good, I don't know, friendship, relation, connection, whatever you call it, with people like in marketing, I don't know, web design, video, whatever. So like I know all those people. So if there is actually a client that I've got at the moment, a new client that they're looking to do video, and they saw my video and they're like, yo, how do you do that? I was like, well, we can do it for you. And straight away, I was like, yo, dude, can you do this? He was like, yeah, we can do it. So do you know what I mean? So we do that as well. So like, literally, it is such a cliche, but it is a one-stop shop. The client doesn't have to go far to get shit done. So,
well, it's always better when you can just talk to one person to get everything done.
Exactly.
Right? When you have to talk to multiple people, it's a headache.
It is.
It's not ideal. That's a great offering, and congratulations on launching that the last couple of weeks.
Thank you very much.
I'm pleased you've got some clients on board already, and you've got some traction. That is great work. I'll have to have another look at the video. I don't know if I saw that one or not, so I'll have to look out for that, Vic, and give it another push for you.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
I know that. I'm sorry. I've let the team down.
You have, man. Massively. You're such a biscuit.
I know. I was going to say soggy. I've said it. Soggy biscuit.
Soggy biscuit.
So I've been using LinkedIn. I've been on LinkedIn for 10 years, but it's only the last 12 months that I've used it really. Yeah. How I would perceive it as using it properly, where I'm engaging with people's content, I'm sending my own content out, and it's been a bit of a journey for me because I'm not really I'm not big on social media, so I'm not on Facebook and all that stuff. And when I first started posting last year in February, it's taken me a while to build up the confidence to post regularly, post videos, and I'm probably. I'm still holding back a bit. I would say there's more of my personality to get out there, but something that I've noticed from your content is that you're not scared to say what you think, and you're not scared to have a bit of a laugh with it. So just for people that are listening that are maybe starting the journey, or that are that have been on the journey for a little while, but they're hesitant to show too much character and personality. How did you have those obstacles initially when you first started, and how long have you been on LinkedIn?
I've been on LinkedIn for a long time, probably same as you, 10 years or something, and it's only until 2 years ago, I think, that I started sort of like using it properly, like you, it was very, especially like, the IT world, everything is sort of like, set for you, so when I started the company, it was pretty much like, this is what IT should look like, this is what IT marketing should look like, and this is what you should be doing. So I was doing that. And then one day I saw a post by Dan Kelso, and I can't remember what it was. But yeah, and then straight away I was just like, that is awesome. So I actually reached out. I hate saying that word, and I've said it. So so I reached out to Dan and just asking for advice really, and he just told me basically it's all about trial and error, and it is literally down to consistency. Just do more of the shit that works, and also you've got to push boundaries, and you've got to sort of like do something that is completely different to what your competitors are doing. So I actually read his book, Fucking Good Content, which is awesome book. Only a little book.
I've got it actually, but I haven't read it.
Yeah, no, read it. It is pretty good. But then since then, I started literally following a lot of people. I started, reading a lot of stuff, a lot of content, and then just keep on trying like new things, and whatever works, you sort of like, do more of it, pretty much. But then you start realizing the more you do it, like, the more confident you get, and then your brain sort of like takes over, and you're constantly thinking. And to be honest with you, I love it. I post all the time. because it's not because I have to. It's just I literally enjoy posting, just because like it's come to a point now where I literally think too much. I constantly thinking. I'm constantly thinking and writing stuff down in my notes. The missus was actually telling me off the other day, like, it's like, you know what, Vic, if we weren't been together for like 12 years, I would have left you. If that, do you know what I mean? We were just sat there, we were just watching something. I just took my phone and just wrote some shit. I don't know what I can't remember what it was. Probably like a bucket in a, I don't know, in a shed with whatever. Just little things that sort of like trigger whatever, you know what I mean. And yeah. So I just just kept on doing it. But it is, you always have that fear of people judging you. You always have that, sort of like what are people going to think? I've honestly past that. Like, I've completely passed that. It's not that I don't give a fuck. The one thing I never do is I never ever set out to offend anyone, and I never will. I try my best to help anyone, and I try. That is literally that's me. I will never ever set out. And I mean, a lot of fuck when you swear. Sorry. When you swear, because a lot of people.
You're right.
The thing is that, right? For example, like, there's a difference between saying "fuck you" and "fuck." I'm not swearing at anyone. I'm just saying the word. And I always say this. Swearing emphasizes on the message. For example, I did a post ages ago saying, so you're selling a laptop. Would you go to someone and say, right, listen, do you want to buy this really good laptop? Or are you gonna say, do you want to buy this fucking really good laptop? I mean, I know what I will buy. Do you know what I mean?
I feel like I do better than that. This fucking awesome laptop.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. So that's it. But that does come. It does come with time. I mean, I'm not saying like people should go out swearing and stuff, because it's just random. Yeah, it's not cool, especially that if it's not something that you do regularly, because it will come across as you're trying something. But again, after time, you'll probably adapt, and you'll look cool. But yeah, just keep on doing it, and then just the stuff that works, build on that.
I think I was thinking earlier, Vic. I was having a bathroom break, and I was having a little think, and what went through my head is I was thinking about the lurkers, and I was thinking I'm going to do a post about it actually, but I'm thinking that most of the people that lurk, there'll be some that lurk just because that's what they like doing, right? But then there'll be others that are lurking because they're scared to post.
Yeah.
And I think that like, the first step is, stop lurking and start commenting, because that will build your confidence. If you start commenting on people's posts and, you get some responses from the comments that you're making, then I'd say that's probably the first step, because there's a lot of lurkers, right? Because you can post, right, and you get 10,000 views, but it will have 100 likes, for example, and you think, so that's 10,000 people that have like stopped and looked at that for 5 seconds or longer, and they haven't left they've
not done nothing.
Emotion. They've just looked at it and then lurked somewhere else, and you think, but because when I look at stuff, I look at it. If I like it, I like it, and I leave a comment if I see fit. And that's got to be fair. I kind of stop at the stuff that I instantly like the look of, so I always leave a like or a comment. So yeah, I do find it a bit of an odd one. What's your take on it?
Yeah, because I mean, obviously, for me personally, because obviously, as you know, some of my posts are not very. I swear a lot, basically, and obviously, I do post stuff that some people might not think is professional, but I always try and have a message, whether it's it's to do with IT, or whether it's just basically be a nice person or whatever. But I always try and have some kind of message. Sometimes I just post for the sake of it, because I was just thought of something funny. So I was like, that's funny. I'm just gonna post that shit. But yeah, I try. I try to do that. But yeah, so sometimes I get people message me actually saying that, mate, I love your post. Yeah, absolutely awesome. I'm thinking, that's cool. I've never actually seen you like my post, but I understand, because obviously, if their employer sees it, it's yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of those people that are scared to to comment, like, or whatever it is, because of they're owned by someone. Do you know what I mean? Pretty much, which is pretty sad if you think about it.
The brand, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, they're thinking they're protecting the brand and their work.
Yeah.
So I've seen loads of your posts, and there are some that are completely random.
Very.
Yeah, they're still good. I enjoy them. They're funny, right? There's some that's completely random. There's some where there's a story. There's some where they're more work focused, and there's a random one that might be someone would deem as a bit outrageous, right? Because you're swearing, right? Have you noticed when you do like that range of posts? Do you notice that you get? Have you won business off the back of like the random ones where people are like, do you know what, Vic, that was really funny, mate, and can we do some business together? Or have you found that it's been, when they're a bit more business focused and a bit pointier, that you've got more bites from that?
Do you know, it's so weird. I was talking to Dave Officer a while back about stats and where business comes from and everything. Obviously, there are some posts that I've posted, and I've got a client out of it. I mean, for example, the support thing that I said to you, got clients off that. But I actually couldn't tell you. The honest truth is, I couldn't actually tell you. But this is the other thing as well, because to me is because it's almost, I was going to say, a way of life, but because I enjoy doing it, and it's almost like getting shit out of my head. It's almost like therapy. It's almost like therapy in a way, because I obviously think too much, and sometimes I think so much, and I'm like, I just want to share that because it's funny, even though it's not work related. But the other thing as well, I like sharing stuff that I enjoy. Do you know what I mean? That I like, and hoping that someone else sort of like it resonates with someone else. And the reason why I do try and do posts which are like so different sometimes, like it doesn't. I mean, like obviously I do IT stuff. Now and then, not as often as I post shit, but just because, right? Imagine this, right? So you're an IT manager, yeah. You've got a busy life. You've got a busy work life as well, and you decide to go on social media. You hate Instagram because everyone on Instagram is better than you, right? And then Facebook, and then Facebook is Facebook, and TikTok is for fucking kids, right? So you go on LinkedIn because obviously you find your peers kind of thing, but you're there. You don't want to do work because you're on social media, so you want to sort of like chill out a little bit, so you don't really want to see shit that is shit. You want to see something funny, or you want to see it with sprinkles on. Yeah, well, yeah, it still stick, man. But you know what I mean? You want to go there and sort of like wind down and like, I don't know, see funny stuff, or get entertained, or I don't know, whatever. So you want to you want to see something that you don't talk about for the I don't know, all day. I mean, you don't want to see something that like IT related. What do you know what I mean? You get what I mean? So I try and do something that's completely different to what my my competitors are doing, and just mix it up a bit. So so like you're not just that guy who posts about I don't know, dogs all the time. I mean, to be fair, recently all I've been posting about is my kids, because you know what? Fuck me, man. Seriously, this homeschooling shit. fuck. Honestly, so
I can imagine.
oh,
Mate, I can imagine. I haven't got kids, and I haven't got a missus at the moment. If anyone's listening, but but you know, I don't like working at home, mate. To be honest, I leave the house to come into an office because I like the separation.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how difficult it is if you know, there's you, your missus, and two kids under the same roof.
Yeah.
You're trying to work, your missus is trying to do whatever she's trying to do, and you've got two kids to to help with their school stuff. I mean, I'd be forever on Google trying to answer what the questions are for them. You know, I can imagine it's difficult.
It is, man. It is. But you know, the other thing as well, obviously, it's harder for the kids because they're you know, they don't want to get stuck with mommy and daddy like 24/7. They want to play with their friends. So anyway, it is what it is, kind of thing. But yeah, it's it's tough. Anyway, I can't believe we just like lost track there.
It's relevant though, mate, because that's what everyone's living at the moment.
I know. But yeah, exactly. So everyone is thinking. So yeah, sorry. So I was just saying that I was, you know, the post that I was, you know, recently been doing is, it's about the kids. But yeah, so it's just having a mixture, so that you're not that guy who just posts about, I don't know, how amazing they are or what they've got, or you know, the business is doing this, or we've got like 200 new clients, or look at, you know, these. Do you know what I mean? It's just sort of like, you know, it's sort of like so predictable, and it's very, very LinkedIn. Do you know what I mean? Or sort of the old LinkedIn, because you know, at the end of the day, this is a social media platform for people, for professionals, I suppose, you know. And you know, professional is down to perception as well. You know, for example, you might have, I don't know, a stripper. That's a profession. Yeah, you know, they get paid. So can they post, you know, pictures of themselves stripping? They should be able to, because it's a profession. Do you know what I mean?
I guess in theory, I don't know whether that the LinkedIn rules would allow you to that, because you can get banned for all sorts of stuff, can't you? Someone got told to remove I've seen the other day, someone got told to remove their picture, you know, their profile picture, because it was a caricature of them as opposed to an actual picture of them. Yeah,
but I mean, I can understand that, because obviously you want to see sort of like the person. But what I mean is, it's posting, you know, like, you know, if I'm just saying, like, if a stripper is posting a picture of themselves doing their work, and obviously their work is stripping, what are people just going to say? Oh, you can't do that because that's unprofessional. It's not, because that's their, you know, that's how they pay their bills. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, I suppose maybe they wouldn't use LinkedIn to get well, probably they do use LinkedIn to get their clients, you know. Maybe, I don't know. Neither have I, but they're probably scared because everyone is telling them you can't do that, because obviously LinkedIn is a professional, you know. People still people still go on and on about LinkedIn being a job like a recruitment pretty much place. Do you know what I mean, where you get jobs? But no, you know, it's not. It's because it's 2020. Do you know what I mean? LinkedIn is a, you know, is a place where sort of normal people go that are professional, I suppose.
I think as well with that, you know, the rules and stuff, I think they have, I from using it as much as I have over the last 12 months, I certainly think that is definitely accelerated, because people aren't going to the office and they have been using LinkedIn more, and we can't socialize. LinkedIn has evolved, certainly in this last 12 months, I think, where it is becoming more human. People are posting about their everyday life. And that's the kind of stuff that people resonate with. Because like you say, if it's just some guy posting about, oh, he's selling 10 servers, or there's a guy that is posting about his family and some other random stuff like you do, that's going to resonate with people more because they you know, they're going to know you sell service because of your headlines or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's how you draw people in, isn't it? By being human.
It is.
And I think that's the element that people say it's for business. It's like, well, no, it's just about being human and communicating with people. Just try and have a bit of a giggle, especially when we can't go out and do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You want people to engage and resonate with your content or with whatever you're saying, and that's why sometimes you kind of post something that's sort of like, oh my God, I can't believe they've just posted that, because like you said, is it like 3 seconds or something that counts as a view or something?
Like
yeah, do you know what I mean?
Three.
So, the whole point, the aim of the game is basically get people to go scroll and go like, wow, do you know what I mean? And, and read more. So the only way you're going to do that is by posting something that is like, oh my God, but obviously that takes time to get there, because what you tend to find now, I mean, for example, I know I've got people that like, it's not even their content, it's who they are. And because throughout my 2 years that I've been using LinkedIn actively, they've just come up with awesome content. Do you know what I mean? Consistently. There are some people who I used to think they were amazing, and now they're just not amazing. And I don't look at their stuff anymore because it's just like, it's like your has-been kind of thing, scroll. But there are people who are just like, wow, that's amazing. Every single time, they're just like, wow, that's good content. So and that's what you want to do. So like, for those people, they don't even have to come up with good content. Not good. Sorry, they don't even have to like have a showstopper, whatever. You just literally see their face and you know who they are, and you're like, you've just got to go read it because it is that good, or it's always been that good, and you're never disappointed. So and when you get to that level, and that's where you sort of start getting clients, and start getting the inbound leads, everything else. But it takes.
Do you do any other sales activity then, or is like LinkedIn your main platform?
Yeah, pretty much. So I used to be a master of cold calling. I used to be awesome on the phone a long time ago, but I've not touched the phone to cold call anyone in 2 years.
Really?
No.
People would probably like to hear from you now as well, Vic.
Sorry?
People would probably like to hear from you now as well.
Yeah. I hope so. Obviously, that's the plan. But yeah, no. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm very, very grateful. I mean, this is the thing. I know it's an absolute cliche when people buy from people, blah blah blah. I know Mike Winner actually put something the other day saying that people buy from people, but why do people buy from Amazon? I thought it was quite funny. But yeah, no, it's when
that's true.
Yeah,
when it's a service, it's different,
exactly. But like, I mean, the other thing as well is that I am, like I said to you, I've not lost a client, and when your clients sing your praises, when your clients refer you to other people, then that is that's proof, that's social proof. So people want to, and then sort of like that spreads and kind of thing, and then you get. I mean, the other thing as well about lurkers, those lurkers, some of them are actually clients, So I've had a few that I just I've never ever I don't know if they've ever liked my stuff or whatever, but they've just turned out to be clients. It's just like, oh, so they're kind of watching, but they'll message you and saying like, I like your shit kind of thing. So yeah.
No. One of the things I've picked up a couple of times, you said you haven't lost a client, which is great work, because I haven't been in
touchwood
business for business for a long time. There is sometimes a little bit of a natural turnover for whatever the reasons might be. So what do you think the reasons are then? What sets you apart? Why and don't take your modest hat off, right? You can get your balls out, but what do you think it is? What's the reason or reason?
In all honesty, I think they just love me. No, no.
I get straight back.
No, but no, I don't know. I mean, okay, this is the other thing as well, is that, you know, I've never run a company before, right? This is my first time to run a company. I've never done any of this shit before. And you know, and everything that I've done is from scratch, right? I'm gonna fucking boast here, so fuck it, because it's my fucking show, right? So, right, so I turned over £1 million, which has always been my goal. Even though I never set myself goals, but you always have that thing where it's like, do you know what? I want to turn over £1 million, and it's just like, yay, whatever. But I did that, right? And honestly, I was so proud of myself. It's ridiculous. And you know, obviously, just thinking how we started and where we were. I mean, I did a post a while back, just sort of like telling people how, where I've come from and everything. Not come from, you know, how I mean, I was sleeping at a mate's mattress a few, like, lots of years ago, probably about 10, 15 years ago, because, you know, I was pretty much, well, I was kind of homeless for a little bit, but then I was sleeping at my mate's house. But, you know, but I was, you know, obviously I met my missus, and, you know, she's been literally my rock, just amazing human being. And then you kind of look back and just think, you know, we were there, you know. But
yeah,
the thing is, you don't lose that, you know, that builds character, and you have that, and then that sort of like makes you the person you are, and you don't lose you don't lose focus, and you know how hard things are. And in a way, I've always been humble, and I will always treat any human being the way that I want to be treated, unless they're dicks, of course. You know, if someone's a fucking dick, I'll be a dick to them as well. Do you know what I mean? But I try not to. I try not to get to that. You know, I try not to get to that point. And it never really gets to that point. The other thing as well, I've never had a fight in my life, because I never see the point of fighting. I'd rather walk away and be called a fucking coward than, you know, because you never know. I mean, you hear stories about people getting like a fucking one punch and they die, and you don't want to be in that situation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I will always walk away. I just, you know, I don't see any point. I don't even know why I'm telling you this, but it just came out. But yeah, so but yeah, so I've always, you know, always been humble, and always, and I think that comes across with my clients. And when you've gone through a lot of hard shit, you kind of like have an understanding of life and an understanding of people, where you can pretty much have that ability to speak to people in any level. I mean, I'd like to think that I can speak to anyone. You know, I can speak to, like, I don't know, I can even have a chat with racist people. Do you know what I mean? I can talk to them about it. And, you know, I can, you know, and I think that I've transferred that into my business, where it's literally that personable. Is that the word?
Personable, yeah.
And I try.
It's being on a level.
Sorry.
It's being on a level with
it is, yeah, and that's what business is. And literally, that's what business is. But people try and make business so complicated with a lot of bullshit that doesn't really have to be there. So yeah. I mean, like, you know, one of my largest clients, they're a global company, and they're like a £4 billion turnover company. But and I'm competing against like one of the biggest, you know, IT companies in the country. And, you know, sometimes I just look back and I think, the guy not the guy, the whole team, like, I get on with them really, really well. We're literally just like mates. You know, I've got them on WhatsApp, and they are, and that's what they are. And if there is any issues, they'll just say, right, listen, you know, they've been let down. You know, there's certain, you know, that's the other thing as well, being a small company. Sometimes you don't have the resource that they do. you know, and sometimes you do lose deals, which is like, you know, fuck it, you can't compete with that. But they know that they can always rely on me, and they know that I will always do my best to deliver it. Do you know what I mean? While as you know, with Mr. Big Balls over there, you know, they've got to get at least 20 sign-offs before, I don't know, they can fucking ship out a pencil or something. You know, it's that kind of thing. So
that resonates with
exactly, and that's, you know, and that's just being flexible and just being on a level where you actually understand your clients, you know, and what they do and who they are, and just on a sort of on their business level rather than on their what are they buying, you know what I mean? Just literally understanding that and make their business part of your business. Do you know what I mean? And so you are literally their partner, and cliche here, but like an extension of their fucking business.
Exactly.
You know?
The problems you solve, it's a bit like with me, the way I like to work with is again extension, and I just, their problem is my problem, and I want to make it as pain free as possible. Make it simple and make it easy for them. So I really get that. I really get that. I mean, you mentioned there some of the hard stuff that you've been through, and you know, personally, I didn't start getting my act together really until I was about 26. Until that point, everything up until that point, I've done a few different things. I'd made a lot of mistakes, and I've been, I would say, a bit of a knob really until I was about 26. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I got my first job in recruitment, and I thought, oh, this is my chance to kind of make something of my life. Yeah. I didn't know how I was going to do it. Recruitment is notoriously difficult, and you've got to work long hours, and you've got to put the graft in. But by hook or by crook, you know, fast forward 10 years, and I've worked really hard. You know, I started my own business last year, which was amazing. But that wasn't easy either, Vic. To be brutally honest with you, mate. I mean, I know. You know, that first 6 months was going to be hard anyway, and then that thing happened. Yeah. And the first 6 months, I'll be honest, mate, I was walking around I was coming to work, but I wasn't really doing anything. I was feeling sorry for myself, to be brutally honest.
We spoke during that time.
Yeah. And I was just moping about, and, you know, I got to the point where I was like, you know, I can sit around moping around all day thinking that the world's out to get me, or I can just pull my socks up and get on with it. And that's what I've done in the last 6 months. It's been a lot, you know, it's been a lot more, it's been a lot better. It's been a lot more positive. Yeah. But I don't know about you. I mean, this last year it's been a test of my character, and I thought that I was, you know, this is a cliche, right? Tough, and I had grit, and I was up for it, and I was focused, and I was motivated. But this last year has really tested me. But it's probably been the best year of my life because I've changed. I've positively changed. I've become a better person for it. And again, you mentioned some of the hardships you've been through and how you can relate to people. I always thought I had empathy for people, but that is just doubled in the last year because I've had my own little struggles, and it's just made me appreciate that you don't truly know what's going on inside anybody's mind, inside anybody's head, until you have a little chat with them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been a crazy year. I mean, how have you felt over the last 12 months? I know you've obviously got an amazing partner, which you've you know, you speak about. You've got 2 lovely kids, so that in itself is probably quite difficult because, again, being the only male in the house, you know,
I've got a dog now. So what I've done is I've got a dog who's a male, Jax, and we've also gone and bought 6 fish. So that's so there's more men now than there is women.
You're not outnumbered.
So it's been tough. I mean, I've been quite lucky because the IT industry has not been affected as much as probably recruitment. But for example, my missus, like, she works in the construction industry, but not only that, they basically work in the construction industry for the leisure industry. So it's like a double
Right.
whammy. Do you know what I mean? You know. So yeah. So it's been quite tough for her. But so it was sort of like my turn to sort of, you know, kind of help. But that's the beauty. It's like, you know, if you've got a great team, you got a good support network. You know, you kind of like, you know, help each other out when, you know, the other one is not, whatever. But so she was furloughed for quite some time. Lucky bitch, while I was working.
Enjoying the summer.
Crazy. Yeah, exactly. No, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's you know, it's tough. You know, it's tough. I mean, especially at the moment. But yeah, I mean, it's got to be tough for you because obviously you're a single dude. You know, so you know you've not really got anyone to sort of. I mean, obviously you probably have, you know, quite, you know, friends and stuff that you can venture. You know, you can speak to. But again, you know, for example, you know, I do we do the podcast with the Rat Pack. Yeah, so you know, it's nice because those guys they're all running businesses. Do you know what I mean? So we can sort of like talk about businesses. You know, for example, I can't really, you know, text my mate, you know, who works for, you know, who's a teacher or whatever, and, you know, start talking about business. It just doesn't work, you know, because they can't really relate to, you know, to what I do. Do you know what I mean? So I tend to like, you know, sort of avoid that situation. So it's nice to like when you've got people who you can sort of
bounce
off, yeah, and just say, well, you know, talk about business and stuff like that. So I'm quite lucky that I could, you know, I can, you know, speak to my missus, and you know, if there's anything. So she's sometimes it's not even speaking, but sometimes it's just knowing the signals where someone is stressed, where they just need to, like, I don't know, just switch off for a bit, or you know what I mean, just watch like I don't know, Bob Ross for a little bit, painting, you know what I mean? So you know, it's just little, you know, it's just little things, but obviously over a period of time you kind of get to know each other, and you know how you operate, you know. So yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, it's gotta be tough for you as well.
It has been, and but I think like all things, you know, I always try and put a positive spin on things. You know, that there's shit things that happen, right, and you can't explain it.
Yeah.
But I think I always look back and think, what did I learn from that? What are the key takeaways?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's always positives, right? And you know, one of the positives for me is that I'm definitely not being so hard on myself. I think my empathy for other people has gone through the roof, and you know, just generally, I feel all right now. I think you just build up another layer, don't you? You know, because I went from working in a big, you know, in a fairly big office where to be, you know, I was one of the top dogs, and I had a team of people, and it was always busy,
Sure.
and it was noisy environment, and you know, I've gone from doing that then to working on my own. And that was a big shock to the system, mate. That was a big culture shock, because I used to think, oh, well, imagine working on your own, how good it would be without everybody asking you questions, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
But actually, it made me realise how much I actually love people, and how much I like chatting crap to people.
Yeah. It is.
You know, so that's been the biggest thing.
Yeah, because the other thing as well, I mean, that's, you know, one of the best things. It's pretty much you're in control of your own destiny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're literally the driving force, and it's nice to have that freedom and to have all that, but also it comes with like massive responsibilities. Do you know what I mean? That responsibility is the stress, because you know it's hard running a business.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, I don't know about you. I am now in a position where I love the process. It is almost like, you know, part of me. It doesn't even feel like work anymore. It is hard. It is tiring and stuff. But I just love doing what I'm doing and speaking to the people that I'm speaking to. So yeah.
No, I totally agree. I mean, I've certainly enjoyed the last 6 months a lot more than I did the first. And positive, this year was, I feel like 2020 was for learning, and for me 2021 is about earning. So it's all, going in the right direction. I spoke to someone this morning. I want to try and make a couple of hires, because I think that, that's important to move in the right direction. And I think I just need to move forward with it.
Yeah, no.
I think when I started, I had plans of grandeur. I was thinking, by the end of the year, I'll have a team of 4 people. I'll be doing this and I'll be doing that. And I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, see, the other this.
I survived,
exactly. I mean, that's that's a massive plus. When I said earlier that I don't set myself goals, I actually don't set myself goals. For a simple reason is that I picked up. I just because when you set yourself goals, is that you've created something that you need to get to, and then if you don't, you kind of disappoint. You're kind of disappointed. Which, I mean, obviously, I do have sort of like goals, but I don't really put that much pressure on myself. At the end of the day, right? If my company's still ticking, if I'm making a profit, right? Kids are happy, wife's happy, paying the bills and shit. That's literally it. I'm happy. But when because I've seen people set goals and do things that have just crushed their companies. Because yeah, exactly, they've chased it, and some, because the thing is that you end up doing stupid shit. Do you know what I mean? You get carried away with money, and you obviously have, sounds really wrong, but have realistic goals. Things that are achievable. When you put so much pressure on yourself, where you're working 300 hours a fucking day, where it fucks your head, and it's not good for you. And then you start making stupid decisions, and you start acting desperate. You start getting in debt. You start doing all that bullshit. But I've decided that I'm just gonna love the process and enjoy the process, and just fucking ride it. And it's going good. It's working for me again.
It's working for you,
exactly. I mean, that's the other thing as well. That's my opinion, and it works for me. It might not work for other people. Some people do need to have goals to get somewhere, be somewhere.
The bit that you mentioned there, like, enjoy it, and that's certainly something that I've made a conscious effort. That the first 6 months I had a plan. I had a plan of where I started, where I was going to end be at the end of the year, and that plan went out the window within a month. Partly because of what was happening, but then partly because I let it go out the window because I got distracted by everything else that was going on outside, right? But one of the things, and I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't enjoy this first 6 months. I'm not going to lie. But one of the things I've been telling myself is that like you said, enjoy the process. And my job is all about speaking to people.
Exactly.
So if I don't enjoy that, then I shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
If I don't enjoy speaking to clients and finding out what their requirements are and find out what their problems are, and then matching it up with brilliant candidates that are going to match that requirement, then I should go and do something else. Yeah.
The other thing as well is, I'm going to sound like a hippie here, but it's all about energy. It is vibes. Yeah. So if you've got like a desperate energy that comes across, with everything you do. So your approach to clients, potential clients, and you start acting desperate, and you won't get them because you don't want to buy shit from people who are rushed. Do you know what I mean? So it's just knowing how, I suppose, knowing who you are and what you want, and just sort of find a sort of like a medium on how to sort of find your own way of, creating that positive energy and actually enjoying and and liking what you actually do. because you know that affects everything. You know, your head literally is, you know, controls, you know, everything. You know, one wrong move, you know, it only takes like, I don't know, like you've seen on social media, it only takes someone saying something to just spoil your whole day. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just having the right energy.
Yeah,
You know?
it's finding the energy and finding that purpose, isn't it? You know, and I think, you know, what I struggled with initially when I first started is that I'd worked for a company for 9 years, so you kind of institutionalized. You know, you start your own thing with slightly different ideas and a different approach and how you want to do it.
You get shut down.
But there was a couple of, you know, there's been a couple of times where I've thought, oh, am I going in the wrong direction? And should I be doing it how I did it before? But you just got to do you, haven't you? That's the thing.
Exactly.
You just got to be comfortable with you and who you are and what your purpose is.
Exactly.
And like you say, creating that right energy, that right vibe.
Yeah, but the other thing as well, from day one, when I told you we didn't do a business plan, but we'd written down, I think it was 11 things. I did a post about it. I'll send it to you. If you have that, right, because this is a problem. Like everyone starts off by saying, do you know what, this is what we're going to do. We're going to be this, we're going to do that. We're going to look after our staff. You know, we're going to do blah, 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 blah. And then down the line, everything changes because they either get greedy or they start acting desperate. And then, you know, and then the people who probably help them set up the business or help them run the company, you know, they're treated like shit, and then they start leaving, and then it turns into this really horrible, toxic, you know, absolute toxic environment where everyone just hate, you know, the only reason why they go to work is so they can get paid, and then they just go home, you know, they're living for Friday. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, you know, it's nice. Yeah, exactly. Enjoy Friday because it's you know, because it's Friday. Do you know what I mean? Because you go out.
You had a good week.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah. So we live by those things, you know, from day one, and we're still, you know, that. It literally it's like our 10 commandments. But sometimes you get carried away and you start doing something. Literally, my missus always goes, what you're doing, you know, that's not you. You're doing that, you know, you know, that's not you. And then exactly pulls me back, and then I just go like, oh yeah, shit, I need to, you know. So if you have certain, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, ethos, values, that's a word. And if you stick by them, because those are what your company is, and those are what define you as a person, as a company, as your product, as everything. You do fine. You do fine, because the only reason why you started the company is because of those.
I totally agree.
You know.
The thing is with that the vision or the values and all that malarkey, sometimes it is marketing. It's marketing gumph. It's marketing bullshit, you know. And then they're words that have just been plucked out of someone's backside because they think it sounds good and it'd be good for marketing. Yeah. But if they're true values,
and they actually don't mean it. I know, I've seen them. It's like, our company, we follow these. You see them at McDonald's or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, a lot of them. It's nice to have them. I mean, you know, better than not having them, I suppose. But do they stick? You know.
I mean, having worked in a few companies.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, I mean, you look at. I mean, this is the other thing as well. I think also because you know, business has changed so much. I mean, you look at a company like Brewdog. You know, they've got values. You know, they seem like they're sticking by them, and they're doing pretty good. I mean, I love their brand. Look at Gymshark. You know, they're sticking. I mean, amazing. Exactly. Do you know what I mean? So, and they're massive. Do you know what I mean? It is obviously, it is probably a PR stuff, but it's also stuff that they stick by. You know,
it is real. So it can be real.
Exactly. So I mean, so it just shows that, you know, however big you are, if you treat your staff how they should be treated, and if you stick by what you say in your whatever it is, then everyone in theory should be happy, because the aim of the game is every single person that works in your organization, right, should be treated like any other employee. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you will never have that toxic, horrible fucking environment. Yeah. So, yeah.
Good. Well, look, one last question then, and we'll wrap it up because we've been nattering for ages. Anyone out there that's like, been made redundant, or is on furlough, or is in a job but they're not happy and they're thinking about starting a business, what would be your one tip, apart from just do it? Or if that is it, then that's fine.
I know everyone says it. I remember looking at people, thinking like, actually, my old, when I was selling stationery, my old, it was the MD at the time, he used to drive a Porsche, and I sent him a message saying, one day I'm going to drive, I'm basically, you inspire me and I want to buy a Porsche. And that company went into liquidation, but we're still connected. And I messaged him again, probably about, I don't know, 4 years ago, just see how he's doing and stuff. And I was like, I'm still, sort of like trying to get to the, to that Porsche kind of thing. Anyway, and then I messaged him again. He didn't reply, by the way. Then I messaged him again saying I've started my own business, and I think I'm heading, to basically. This is honestly, I'm not even kidding you. I've still got the messages, and it's like, oh, congrats and everything. This is when I just started the company, and then I messaged him again saying, do you know what? I don't even want a Porsche. Do you know what I mean? That's not me. But I thought that's something that I wanted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I thought that was going to make me happy. Don't get me wrong, I like cars, but I'm not fucking in love with cars. I'm not, I don't drive a fucking Range Rover. I'll never drive a Range Rover. Saying that, fucking hell. I've just said that on fucking thing. Imagine if I get a Range Rover. Do you know what I mean? He'll be like, shit.
Oh, mate, you're never going to live it down now.
No, exactly. She's talk about, but yeah, you know what I mean. I'm not materialistic, basically. That's what I'm trying to say.
I know what you mean.
And I thought those things, will make me happy. But I look up to, I looked up to that guy. But then now I look back and think, you know what? That guy was just employed by this massive company. He didn't really have that much control of that place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm better than him because I've got fucking control. And guess what? I fucking did it. And I was like so fucking low, so like way at the bottom. Do you know what I mean? I was just like a fucking telesales guy. That guy was right at the top. It was the company was bought by Staples. In the end, they were the biggest stationery company in the country. So it was a fucking pretty big guy. But I was absolutely nothing, and now I just look back and think, you know what? It's just a fucking title. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and I just fucking went for it. I just went for it, and I say this all the fucking time. I say a lot of things all the time, but my plan B, right, is literally to make plan A work. So I will do whatever the fuck I have to make sure this fucking plan works. Because the moment you start thinking, like, oh fuck, you start doubting yourself, that doubt plays in your head. That's it, because you're not focusing on your plan. You're not focusing on what you set out to do in the first place. So literally, my plan is to make this plan A work, and I will do whatever the fuck I have to make sure that works. So never fucking doubt yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you know what I mean?
Is that what you say then? Don't doubt yourself.
Don't doubt yourself. Exactly. Don't doubt yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Okay, that's a good one. I think because certainly a bit of doubt creeped into my mind in that first 6 months.
Don't doubt yourself.
And then that festers and it just gets a bit bigger. You know, obviously I'm still here, so I've managed to
2 seconds.
get rid of that.
2 seconds. 2 seconds. You won't believe this, but it's my missus' birthday on Sunday, right? So 2 seconds. I'm just getting this delivery.
All right.
Excuse me. Oh no, she's getting her own present.
She's what?
Oh, she's getting her own present. She's gonna.
Oh, she's not. Is she?
Oh,
I'm not cutting this out, by the way. People need to see this is real. This is real life.
No, she's.
Are you joking?
No.
Yeah, but it's in a box, right?
Well, I'm hoping so. Oh, she's gonna so know what it is. Oh, do you know what it is? Because you talk too much. That's what it is. The guy's like,
you talk too much.
I know, I do. Oh, that's so annoying.
You're gonna have to buy her another present now.
I have.
You're gonna have to buy her something else.
I have. It's coming on Monday, but her birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's magic.
I think she can hear me. Yeah.
Well, all right. We'll wrap it up here then before any more of your surprises get ruined. So, Vic, for anyone listening who needs reminding who you are and what you do, just give them a quick overview. I do IT, anything IT related. And how can people get hold of you?
You can phone me. I think my number's on the on my website.
Yeah.
DM me.
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
You're dragging this out.
Yeah, man.
All right, great. Well, look, great, Vic. Vic, it's been fantastic having you on, mate,
awesome.
And chatting.
It's been awesome.
Chatting rubbish to you. Anyone listening, if you need any help with cloud or data related recruitment, or you're a candidate looking for work, reach out because I've got live vacancies at the moment. All my contact details are on. They might be below. I don't know if I'm going to put them in below, but I'm going to do that anyway. They might be below in the comments.
No, I was pointing. I was pointing at you.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Is it going to be on the left?
No, you're there. You're gonna be like that way. Yeah. We'll just do that. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
See you later.
Nice one.